Hello, and welcome to my short presentation on recent research of the Burnout Inventory. My name is Charity Creech, and I'm currently a doctoral student at Liberty University. Let's start with what is burnout. The best definition that I was able to find was by Schauffele and Greenglass in 2001. Burnout is a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion that results from long-term involvement in work situations that are emotionally demanding. Burnout is often overlooked because of its connection to compassion fatigue and secondary traumatic stress. They are typically used interchangeably in research, most likely to the similarity in both their definitions and their connections to each other. Very rarely will you find a situation where only burnout is experienced. Most situations, especially traumatic ones, are a compilation of several variables, burnout being only one of them. Burnout can also lead to depression and anxiety, which are both components of PTSD. Burnout also negatively affects both work and personal relationships. The published and peer-reviewed Copenhagen Burnout Inventory, also referred to as the CBI, was developed by Christensen and Boritz in 2005 and was used as a comparison inventory to the Burnout Inventory. Although this slide may be hard to read, it does show both the Copenhagen and the Burnout Inventory side by side. Both use a Likert scale for measurement, but the CBI was developed to measure burnout in three subsets: personal, work-related, and client-related, for use in different domains. And the BI, also known as the Burnout Inventory, remains a straight 30-item inventory. A little bit more about the CBI. It is a 19-item instrument that measures burnout in three dimensions: personal, work-related, and client-related burnout. Personal burnout serves as a measure of overall burnout, while work-related and client-related burnout measures specific sources. A 5-point Likert scale is used to determine the level of burnout, and each section has different definitions for each of the 5 Likert responses. So let's talk about the Burnout Inventory. It is currently a 30-item questionnaire devised to measure the variables that impact both personal and work-related burnout. It uses a self-scoring 5-point Likert scale to determine burnout levels over the past 30 days. The Burnout Assessment Survey is designed to determine level of employment burnout. This is not a diagnostic test, but a survey to determine if employment burnout is present. Employment burnout can affect you both personally and professionally in negative ways. Below are a series of questions about your current work situation. Select the number below that reflects how you have felt in the last 30 days. 1 equals never, 2 seldom, 3 sometimes, 4 often, and 5 very often. This is what you will see when you look at the Burnout Inventory. These are the directions provided to the participant, and very easy to follow. It makes the whole Burnout Inventory easy to navigate. Some of the sample items are: I feel exhausted at work most days. I feel I do not have enough time at work to finish all my daily tasks. I enjoy my coworkers, I feel sad at work, and my supervisor invested in my success as an employee. These are just a few of the items within the inventory. As you can see, they encompass the definition of burnout, which, as a reminder, is a state of physical, emotional, and mental exhaustion that results from a long-term involvement in work situations that are emotionally demanding. The sample population was a convenience sample using Jail Team C at the Deschutes County Adult Jail. There was a total of 20 participants between the ages of 21 and 59, and it was a combination of sworn and non-sworn staff, of which there were between 4 and 25 years of employment. I emailed the Burnout Inventory using the DCAJ email system, and a paper copy of the CBI was provided to the participants in person. No instructions were given aside from what was already on the CBI and the BI. SurveyMonkey cataloged total responses to each statement for the Burnout Inventory, and participants self-scored the CBI before returning it to the researcher. That leads us to the results. As you can see, there's a difference in test scores amongst the CBI. The mean CBI B score of 462.5 was higher than the CBI A score of 411.25 and the CBI C score of 376.25. All 3 sections of the CBI were higher than the BI, which had a mean score of 82.25. What you can't see on this descriptive table is that the distribution of the BI appears to be positively skewed, as does the CBIA. The distribution of the CBI-B and the CBI-C appears to be negatively skewed. Using the Spearman-Brown prophecy, the reliability coefficient was 0.991, which indicates that the scores on the BI are reliable. This also indicates a need to shorten the inventory, as the reliability coefficient is above 0.90, meaning that the inventory itself may have poor variability and be burdensome for the participants. To assess the validity of the BI, total scores on the BI were correlated with total scores on the CBI, the parts A, B, and C, which you can see on the PowerPoint. All three validity coefficients were negative, indicating a lack of validity of the BI scale. Burnout is difficult to define, as it has historically been used interchangeably with compassion fatigue and secondary traumatic stress. The aim of this study was to determine if there was a more precise way to determine levels of professional burnout in individuals. Though this is not a conclusive or exhaustive assessment of the Burnout Inventory, it does point out that there are concerns that the Burnout Inventory has inadequately defined burnout for the participants. There is also the concern that the provided items are not different enough to encompass various types and situations of burnout. A strength of the Burnout Inventory is that it allows for researchers to use subscales to delve deeper into specific situations that lead to burnout. An obvious weakness in this survey research is that the sample was not diverse enough. It was a convenient sample that was readily available, not incredibly diverse, and was specific to its location, so generalizability would be poor. But I want to thank you for taking the time to listen to my presentation on the Burnout Inventory. Moving forward, it is my hope that future research on burnout would be able to gather data that could be used to design coping skills and build specialty programs designed to help mitigate the effects of burnout that would in turn increase employee retention and employee satisfaction. Thank you so much.